Boruto versus Mamushi. It's gonna happen. It's gonna happen next chapter or the chapter after. It's gonna involve Boruto having to fight Mamushi. But in what way is Boruto really gonna be able to combat Mamushi is the thing right now. Is he gonna be more of like a destructive force trying to like multiply him? Or is he gonna be more of like a controlling, you know what I mean? More of like a guiding. Or maybe both, you know what I'm saying? And what I mean by that is Boruto gonna take out Mamushi one-on-one? Or like he's gonna fight multiple versions of Mamushi so that way he can kind of split it apart multiple times. He has to show a threat of force to make Mamushi split apart. So he's like the main attacker. He's going after Mamushi alone, and then as Mamushi starts to split off, maybe he can kind of like, you know, Inojin can step in and help them guide Mamushi to an area where Mamushi can be destroyed or whatnot, you know what I'm saying? Or is Boruto gonna be kind of like this guiding figure, you know what I mean? Like, let's say Konohamaru is the one that's gonna like attack Mamushi and split him off into multiple different Mamushis and stuff like that, you know what I'm saying? And then Boruto is gonna do crowd control, so he's gonna use the Shadow Clone Jutsu to maybe like guide Mamushi over here or guide Mamushi over there, you know what I'm saying? Or is it gonna be a mix of both, where Boruto uses the Shadow Clone Jutsu and he attacks Mamushi so that way they have a higher chance of splitting him apart more times, you know, to the desired amount. So if Boruto uses the Shadow Clone Jutsu and creates like 5 Shadow Clones, then each Shadow Clone should be able to like chop Mamushi pretty easily and split them up into like 4 times, you know what I mean? Making 20. Or maybe even 6 times, making them 30. And then having the ability to guide them to where they can destroy them all in one go, you know what I'm saying? I doubt Boruto uses Rasengan Uzuhiko to wipe them all out. Not that it's not a possibility, it's just that the one attack, mainly we've seen it just used on one opponent. So, while it is extremely powerful, it's not enough per se. And other jutsus like a giant Rasengan are great, but they cause too much collateral damage. So, I'm saying somewhere in between, like, he's setting it up. You know, he's setting it up for whoever to land the final blow. It could be Kawaki with a huge blast, which is like pretty reckless. It could be Inojin with his new jutsu and find some sort of way to, I don't know, discombobulate or destroy Mamushi's mind. You know what I mean? Like something like that. Or is it going to be Sarada and use her Rasengan, her Mangekyo Sharingan Ohirume to kind of like lift up and crush all of the Mamushis at once, you know what I'm saying? So, it could be something like that, but Boruto versus Mamushi, I have to say, like, knowing his ability to split apart, and the last time they kind of fought, it was a pretty fast skirmish, and as they were fighting each other, he didn't split apart there either, so it kind of shows that Mamushi doesn't really see Boruto as, like, super, super powerful, to like where he has to split apart to handle him. And even if he did, you know, it wouldn't have changed much. So because he had the other Shinju there to fight with him, so it wasn't really all that necessary for Mamushi to split apart in that moment. Now when he's going up against him and everybody else in the village one-on-one, it's more so like he needs to split it apart. One, for trying to find Ada, running around the village trying to find her, and 2, to deal with all of the other shinobi that get in his way, like Kawaki, like Boruto, like Konohamaru. He has to get through all of them first in order to get to Ada, and even then it's going to be a real struggle. So, and there's also possibly another ability that he has that we don't know of yet, because Kashin Koji said it was one of his abilities, so that means it's not the full ability of his own, you know what I'm saying? So, Boruto versus Mamushi, I really don't see Boruto landing the final blow, although I do see him being flashy and kind of like cutting them down, you know, and making him multiply over and over and over again. You know, a good show of strength for Boruto, being able to handle his own against multiple Shinjus, multiple Mamushis, but not actually being the one to destroy or critically kill Mamushi, you know what I'm saying? So, we'll have to wait and see until chapter 28 what exactly happens or who confronts him first, but I do hope that Boruto gets some good action, you know what I mean? He gets out there and he gets to maybe show off some new karma powers, or show off like he's stronger now in combination with Momoshiki helping him or giving him strength. We'll have to wait and see. But until then, let me know what you guys think. Do you think Boruto's going to maybe be the front line and kind of split Mamushi apart multiple times? Or do you think he's going to use the Shadow Clone Jutsu to maybe guide him to a spot where he can be destroyed? Or do you think it's a combination of both? Maybe he doesn't even show up in the fight. Let me know what you guys think. But until then, thank you guys so much for watching. Yeah,